What's up, y'all? Thanks for hanging out, tuning in, all that good stuff on a Tuesday evening, rainy, chilly outside. I don't know if you guys seen the email I sent out to the Patreon folks, but won't be here too long. I am going to do a couple of sketchbook tours, and we're gonna call it a day on that one. My kids are here from Japan. Got to meet my granddaughter, so we're kind of just hanging out. I'm a little tired. I also did extra work at the shop today that I didn't plan on doing, but bills got to be paid, so but yeah, we're gonna do some sketchbook tours. I hope everyone's good, keeping your hands washed and keep your mask on. So without further ado, hey, what's up, Shell? And Keontae, what's up? So I got two sketchbooks here. I think, yes, these are moleskin. I think that's how you say it, moleskin. Some people pronounce it moleskine, which is weird, but it's cool. Yeah, I was pretty excited. I think she's almost a year now, so I hadn't seen her. I mean, we would FaceTime and all that, which I think, you have to have some type of appreciation for technology, because, you get to talk to her, even though she ain't talking, but, you get to, at least she gets to see your face and hear your voice, so it wasn't like a shock whenever we first met in person. So I think that was cool. You finally got my name right. I'll be practicing. Still waiting on more books. Yeah, so I got finally found some place that can actually scan them pretty decent. So I went to Kinko's, they weren't doing it right. I went to some other place, they wanted an arm and a leg. And so I'm comparing the two from this other print shop, and actually what I'd done on my own with my own scanner and printer. So once I get all that squared away, I know it's been forever, but I promise you it's coming. I need to just go on and put it on the calendar and set some timelines and limits to get this done. But yeah, these are moleskins. I don't know how many pages are in here, but for it to be as thin as it is, it's pretty thick, honestly. And I think one reason is because moleskin paper is pretty thin. I'll put this one over here. I was on some kick with moleskin for a minute, but now I don't like it because the paper is too smooth. So I've went to different type of sketchbooks that have more tooth in the paper, if you will. But yeah, here we go. Some hands. And you guys know me by now. I think hands are, and you can see I'm talking with my hands now, probably they come a real close second to faces as far as drawing them and making them look right and all that stuff. They're very character driven. heck, if you can't talk, you can talk with your hands, hence sign language. So hands are like, for me, they're probably a little more important than faces. And that's just for me. You just have to draw them. There's no way to get around not drawing them. You got to practice them all the time. I want a signed book, please. Cool. I got you. Send me an email. So I got hands here. Michelle, I know you'll love this. I got muscles and anatomy all through here. So, and maybe I put a date. Some of these, and it'll give me kind of a reference when I was doing this stuff here. Just the face I was doing here. I'm not sure what I was thinking about. I think I'll zoom in a little bit. It might be too much. And more hands. I'm telling you, I draw hands all the time. You have to do them. And that's my ebook, how to draw hands and feet. So I don't know where I got this from. I think so. As I was painting clouds a while back, maybe a couple weeks ago, I seen another dude painting clouds. And where I'm going with this is use reference for whatever you're drawing. Use reference. I can't stress that enough. I got a Google Drive folder, and it's just titled To Draw. And I was looking at it the other day, and there's probably 5 years worth of just reference, whether it's anatomy, hands, comics, women, men, anime. It's everything. I would spend probably an hour. So I was at Georgia Tech and Georgia State, probably mainly Georgia State when I was working there. And I would get there at least 2 hours before everyone would come in. So I would spend an hour on Pinterest. Then I would spend another hour drawing. And this was at like 5:36. And then I'd get to work at like 8. But I would be in the office doing that stuff. And my reference catalog is so huge. It's ridiculous. And I say all that because I was watching this one dude paint clouds. And it just dawned on me because I had just painted clouds. But he didn't have any reference up. So he was just winging it. And I'm never one to say how awful a drawing is or how something ain't right or whatever, but his wasn't right. And the reason was because he wasn't using reference. Like, yes, if you're an artist, you kind of have a quote unquote sense of what something should look like, but still you need reference. There's a few people, probably a good handful in the world, that can just have that photogenic memory and remember and draw exactly what they remember. I can't. Most people I know can't. And you just need reference. Reference will save you a lot of headache, a lot of heartache, and guesswork. It's already there. Like you're not copying. You're using it to add your own spin to it, if you will. So please, if you're an artist out here listening, use reference, build up your library, and just practice what you have picked as reference. I'm surprised you haven't done a hands tattoo diagram yet. Oh, that would be pretty cool. I'd have to honestly, I'd like to do a skeleton of a hand, kind of like I've done your skull and spine. I would want to do a skeleton, or maybe. Oh, what would be cool is both, like, or three: skeleton, a muscle, and then the skin over it. That would be cool. I have to figure out how to fix that, but. And again, just more reference. So I've drawn women one day, and I was like, I want to put a cat head on her, and I just found reference that would work and made it and put it together. But again, it's reference. Pull out something. I think this was somebody on Instagram, possibly. I think I put at somebody here, so it obviously was somebody on Instagram. But and that's I think I mentioned this story before. That's how I've got a lot of my followers. Let's skip this real quick. So I would, when I first got introduced to Instagram, I think I was almost out of college, and they was like, oh, Instagram's the latest thing, blah, blah, blah. You should be on there doing this and doing that. And so what I would do is I would pick people, mainly women or young ladies, and draw like their portraits or something like that. And I would tag them, and they would in turn share my picture. And then so I would get their followers. And then as I kept going and kept getting more followers, I would draw people who had more followers, and it was just a cycle. And after a while, it just started growing on its own. So this is Tuskegee Airs, and it's a comic book that my friend Marcus Williams and Greg Burnham, hopefully I'm saying his name right, they do a comic called Tuskegee Airs, and it's a really good comic. It's the Tuskegee Airmen, but it's like in the future. It's young kids that kind of took on the title of the Tuskegee Airmen, and they're in like mech robots and stuff like that. So it's cool. I just figured I'd draw something from that. More anatomy, hands, and more anatomy. This was I don't know if this was a real picture or a drawing of something, but one, I liked the position, but more, it wasn't like the regular skinny Instagram model type person. She was a little chunky. I like chunky, so. Here's my sexy Velma. I actually made posters of this, and I was selling them at Dragon Con. Turned out pretty dope. I think I got stickers of this too. And so I started playing Final Fantasy again, and this is one of the characters in Final Fantasy. I see your email, and I can't remember her name, but it's a dope character. It's one of the bosses, and I just like kind of what she brought to the story for Final Fantasy, and I was like, I think I want to draw that. This is somebody from Instagram, and I threw Bart in there. Feet. Hands and feet, man. Gotta do them. I'm not sure where I got this from. I think it was like a photo shoot or something, because there was several. I remember this distinctly, that there was several of these different poses of this girl. And I like this one the best, so that's why I drew it. But It's pretty wild to look back through these old sketchbooks and actually remember what took place and kind of where I got the picture from. I want to say this is Dorothy Dandridge, possibly, if I'm not mistaken. I think this was, so I started here. I didn't like the way it was turning out. I redid it again. It was somebody from too, so. Just drawing some dragon feet or something. I think this is a sculpture. I'm not sure why I didn't finish it. I think it was just taking longer than I wanted to draw anything. But I like the smoothness of the sculpture. And I think that's why I was using moleskin paper, because it's really smooth and it accepts pencils well. So I don't know, I may go back to it. I like the thinness of it. Makes for a lighter carry in your backpack too. I seen your email. Appreciate you. Hands. I had started something a couple ago, I believe. It was 1,000 hands in a weekend or something like that. I tried to draw 1,000. I know I got up to like maybe 400 or 500. This was a cool piece too. So I added like the armor and the sword and the clothes, or I don't know what that is, a blanket or something she had, but I added the other stuff. What I liked about it was this hard shadow over here, and then the way the light was hitting it. It's just a dope piece as a picture itself, so I figured I'd draw it. Velma, I guess I got a thing for her, but she's thinking about Shaggy. I want to say the girl from Street Fighter with the kicking. I can't remember her name offhand. I'm drawing a blank. Chun-Li. Is that it? I think so. Here was somebody that was pregnant. I don't know who this was, but I had the light source coming here, and this was all dark. Her breast is casting a shadow right here. I just never finished it. Little Catwoman. Some more anatomy practice. I just love anatomy. I love muscles. I love bones and how it all works together. It's honestly, it's pretty miraculous how all of that stuff, the tendons attached to the bones, and in order for your bone and arm to pick up, tendons move and all that stuff. They constrict and contract and stretch and all that stuff. I don't know what type of kick I was on with Monday. I typically don't hate Mondays, but I think I was going on something of people in general just hate Mondays because it's the start of the work week. You're coming off that vacation-ish of a weekend. You just got to get back to the grind. So I think I was, as you'll see through some of these, it'll be like, hey, Monday, or Monday this, or Monday that. Monday, you son of a bitch. I think I want to make a poster out of this. I've been looking for this piece for a minute. I think that's what I'll do. And add it to my brown sugar collection. So, let me get a little piece of paper. Hold on for a minute. So I know where to go back and grab that piece. More hands. Hands, hands, hands. Start with shapes. You got palm shape, 1. Then you start blocking out your fingers, 2. And then 3 is finishing up and fleshing it out. 1, 2, and then 3 is the whole thing. So 2 is like adding more blocks for the whole. So you got your hand, then you got blocks, kind of just figuring that out, and then just flesh the rest out. And I know I'm just saying it, and it's like, oh, you're just talking, and it's easy for you. I'm telling you, the reason I've done this, I was at an art show. It had to be about 4 or 5 years ago. And I was sitting there drawing, and it hit me that, okay, let's break hands down for anyone who has never drew to draw a hand. And so I had a sketchbook, and I went out to the general public that was in that art show, because this was like, it was a different art show. It was real chill. People were just sitting down on the floor with blankets, and it was not a weird, but it was just a chill, cool, different type of art show. And I would just walk over to people and be like, hey, and I took a picture of my hand. At first, I was like, hey, draw this hand. And they, 9 times out of 10, people would look at me like I was crazy. But the people that participated were like, okay, cool. And they couldn't draw it. And I was like, well, okay, let's do it a way that I'm thinking of to make it easy. And I think I got like maybe a 77% of people able to do it this way. And they were surprised that, hey, I did draw a hand. And it just helps even an artist even more because, you know, they have some understanding of art, quote unquote, versus someone who just doesn't draw at all. So after I'd done that, I kind of went home that night, thought some more about it, and revised how to break this down into 3 small bite-sized pieces, and I created an ebook, and it's helped a lot of people. I think this is a friend of mine from Instagram. I've known this chick for a minute, just really long time. I'm not sure what I was doing here, messing around with the movement of breasts, maybe. Oh, this was some graffiti that I was messing with for a friend of mine. He was doing a 90s babies video, and he wanted me to come up with some graffiti or something. I'm not sure where I got this from, but she doesn't seem to give any fucks. Some Batman. Oh, here's a Hey Tuesday. And some more feet. Look at that. Another Batman. He's probably my second or third favorite, but he's probably my first favorite to draw as a superhero. Just the cape and the cow and all that stuff is just a really cool concept. Bob Kane, I think, is the creator. I don't know, he just had a really magical winning piece with that. Mr. Magoo doesn't give a fuck. Here's another Monday. I think this was maybe an anime character or something. More hands. I think I remember drawing this in one of my classes. I remember this hat and stuff happening here. Maybe a class? No, I had to have been done with school by then. Yeah, I don't know where this came from. More anatomy. I remember this from my anatomy books. So I got a bunch of anatomy books over here too. And it's just, they had some really good stuff in there. Just practice, 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 practice. Rest in peace, MF Doom. Another Instagram person where I changed her hair to some tentacles. Monday. Tuesday. Wednesday. No, just kidding. Her neck is way too thin. I don't know what I was doing here. As I'm looking at these, I'm also thinking of if there's something wrong, and this is totally too thin for a human neck. I'm not sure where I got this from. I don't know if it was a actual drawing or an actual picture of a baby or a small child. This is one of my favorites. I don't know why. I like the way the hands are jetting out. I don't know what I was thinking of when I was doing this. But I remember it was a girl and she had her hands covering her. I don't know if they were covering her private parts in general, but that's where she had them. I figured I'd want hands coming back out. So I like that. That would be a cool tattoo or a cool painting or something. So I'll put a piece of paper in there to remember that. This was a guy and a girl hugging. I just put feet and an eyeball up there. There was no real rhyme or reason for this. I was just doing something. And for the past few pages, you can see I was on some kick of drawing with a pen instead of blue pencil. I'm not sure what that's about either. It's not like I didn't have a blue pencil, but I just felt like drawing with it, I guess. More Batman, because Batman is fucking cool. Not sure what I was doing with her face, but I liked the pose I had seen her standing in, so I just was practicing again. More practice here. Superman. I don't think Jim Lee drew this one, but it was somebody. And the reason I drew it is because of the perspective. And if you look closely, it's the Earth, but it says Monday. Yuck. This was a friend of mine on Instagram again. I've known her for a long time too. Actually, she helped me get a lot of my followers, so she has a bunch of followers too, and as I kept growing, I finally bumped into her, if you will, on social media, and I drew her, and she would always share, whether I drew her or not, she would just take my pictures and share them with her audience. And I remember very vividly that I think I was close to like maybe 50K or something like that, and I needed, I don't know, a few thousand more. And it seemed like 12 hours she would post something and I'd get more of her followers, and it just kept growing and growing. Shout out to, I want to say her name is Bunny. That's her real name too, by the way. Some Victorian Boots. I like that whole Victorian feel in general, because the clothes are so detailed and so elaborate. All kind of patterns and stuff on there. I when I draw, I like to draw a lot of detail, so those clothes definitely lend to there being a lot of detail to be drawn. Here, I guess I corrected my own self. This is too round of a breast, especially at this angle. Like, that's wrong. I think that's it in this one. Grab this other book. Hope you guys is doing all right. You watching anything new that you've been? No, not in particular. I'm just waiting for Bucky and oh boy, the next thing from the Marvel Universe. The Winter Soldier and Falcon. Ugh, I can't wait for that to come out. But no, nothing in general. Just repeats of stuff. I'm sitting here right now. What's on my screen is Flea Market Flip. So, nah, nothing new. How about you? So these, I remember doing these too. This is when I first started tattooing, so there's probably no dates in here either. It'd be cool if I put a date in some of this stuff so I can know at least what year I was in. But I was first starting to tattoo, and I had to draw these basic drawings and basic items for tattoos, and they had to be really small too, because I was learning how to pull lines, and I wasn't even doing any shading at all at that point. And yeah, this is just classic ribbon stuff, banners, roses, some flowers, more roses. As I keep going with tattooing and stuff, I realize I dislike roses. And it's not that I don't like to draw them or tattoo them. They just look like cabbages. Unless it's like a realistic rose, anything else looks like cabbage. I mean, look at that. Looks like a head of cabbage or lettuce. Been watching home improvement shows mostly when I'm working. Yeah, same. It's classic stuff, right? Something I think everyone can relate to, whether you own a house or not. I just love home improvement shows in general. But yeah, it's always my go-to default is any home improvement show, actually. I want to say I tattooed this on somebody. I think I did. I can't remember who, but I think somebody got this on them somewhere out in the wide world here. I think I was practicing some type of creature or something. And an eye. Some infinity symbols or something. And a hand holding a gun. More hands holding cigarettes, chopsticks. And I got some notes over here. I think this was just something I was breaking out, kind of what I needed to do, and just some random notes, I guess. I don't know. As I'm looking at it, I don't even know what I was writing that stuff for. So this says Sunday, November 6th. Still no year, but we can say it was starting to become wintertime. More hands. Always draw hands and anatomy. I think I was looking at like gymnasts and stuff like that for this stuff. Little cat thinking about Wu-Tang. Hands holding a poly juice. More hands. I'm telling you, you have to draw hands. I don't know how to not keep saying that. I think I got this from one of my anatomy books, obviously, because I don't know what this stuff would look like without skin. So I just thought it was cool because there was a lot of detail and how all this stuff is connected under there. Like, this is just a layer of stuff that's still under here. It's just amazing to me. Yeah. They need to hurry up and get that done. There was this, I don't know if it's coming on Netflix or not, but there was this animation that's about to drop soon somewhere. And there was this little black girl that was, I don't know, it looked like she was like some martial arts ninja type chick, but she was in this warehouse. And as she was hitting the punching bag, oh no, it was the wooden dummy. As she was doing her routine, electricity started coming out her eyes and stuff, and it just was so well done. I think they said it's coming to Netflix. I can't remember. I'll have to look at the link again, but oh man, just beautiful animation. I think Netflix is doing 10 more animations this year, so I'm excited about that. I think this girl is like a well-known model, but I like freckles, so when I see models with freckles, I get excited, whether male or female. But this was a cool piece, and although I drew her ass shaded and all that, I was probably more excited about drawing her hand more than anything. More anatomy. Always. Then again, that's just if that's what you're doing. Like if you're a landscape artist or, I don't know, a background artist or something, then obviously you don't need to draw anatomy. But if you are, you got to practice. Monday. I think this was a girl I went to school with, and I can't remember her name at all right now. More hands. Some more anatomy stuff. So here, eyes wrong, head needs to be longer. This was honestly a disaster. As I was drawing it, I couldn't, I don't want to say I couldn't stop, but as I kept going, I seen it not shaping out right, and I just kept going and kept going and kept going, and I don't like this at all. Spock. It's illogical to fuck with Wu-Tang. Some more basic anatomy. More anatomy. This was a cool piece. I think this was out of one of the books too. I like how whoever drew this in that book, how they done a little cutaway of the arm. So it was like, it reminded me of Terminator when Arnold cut his arm and pulled back to show that doctor or scientist that he was a robot. That's kind of what that reminds me of. And let's go Monday. Hands. I always like this part of the neck, this muscle. I want to say it's the sternoid. I could be wrong. Michelle, if you're still out there, what you think? I want to say sternoid. I'm not 100% sure, but I like that. That's one of the muscles you should draw all the time. If you're drawing like a detailed neck picture or close-up of a head and neck, shoulder, that muscle must be drawn. That's what I feel anyway. Bro, your art skills. Hey, I appreciate you, man. Just going through some old sketchbooks, man. Taking it easy this Tuesday. Cat, hand, glass, pretty basic, but just practicing. I think this might make a decent poster of something. I don't know what. I'd want to do something else around here too. Maybe I'll come back to that. Feet. So I even broke down feet the same way I do hands, right? You draw the shape. 2, you kind of start filling out where the feet should go. You cut the little webbing in between the toes. And then 3, just flesh it out. And I always tell people, it's in my book too, like, unless you're drawing like some creature hands or feet or old people hands or feet, you don't need all the wrinkles in there, right? Because even without all that wrinkles, like, so if you look at your hand, people get hooked on and kind of, it jams them up to draw all these little wrinkles and stuff in your hand. You don't need to do that. Because without these wrinkles in the feet or in your hands, it still reads a foot. And it reads that all that weight is on this foot, or on this toe. And you pushed off with that foot, right? Or you're pushing off with that foot or something, or you're landing. Whatever the case is, there's weight here. And you got a good little separation, and you have the rest of the foot. So you don't need to put all those little wrinkles. You can see here, I don't even have the toenails in there, right? It's just not needed. And you can eliminate a lot of those wrinkles and stuff at first until you get comfortable with your own style. And then, okay, you say, I like the wrinkles, so you can put 3 more wrinkles in here, you know, and then maybe a wrinkle down here just to show that it's folding. But again, with this happening right here, this is enough information for our minds to understand that these feet are kind of like pressed in a little bit like that. And this is the big toe, has the weight on it, it's pushing out. So there's no need to put all those little wrinkles in there like that. One, it starts muddying this area and it becomes hard to read. So now you're putting all these extra lines in here and it's just not needed. So I always tell people that you don't need to put all those wrinkles in there. Just focus on the shapes and what you're trying to get that foot or finger or hands to convey as a message. That's all I'm gonna say about that. This was a super fun piece. It took me forever to draw this. And not that it was hard or anything, it's just all of those striations, I guess, and muscles that are in there. And I just wanted to do it. It was really a fun piece. I should make that into a poster or something. Pretty shaky on muscles. I was all skeletons. Yes, yeah, sternoid. Thank you, bro. Assume it articulates with the sternum. Yes, so it you can see it right here. So it comes right down here and attaches. Yeah, you're right. More anatomy. This was a cool piece. And a hand holding a wine glass. This was actually, I have these figures. So everyone has the wooden dude, right? The tall, he's very unposable. Like, I'm not sure how that little dude became like the go-to model to draw from. Like, that's probably the worst wooden doll thing to draw from. And I actually, is he up there? He's somewhere around here. I probably took him down just because he was like useless. But I got these other ones. I think they're from Bandai, and they're like one of the best figure posing things. I think I got him in here. Yeah, I don't know where my wooden dude is, but he's just like, ugh, who made this? But this is from this dude here. And yeah, I think it's a Bandai character, and it's very posable. The joints move all around. He has interchangeable hands. I think I lost the hands, or they're just in a box somewhere. It's just a good range of motion on what bodies are supposed to do when you're trying to practice drawing. Unlike that wooden dude. So I kind of had him like this, I guess. And so what I do, instead of sitting here holding him, well, one, they have a stand that you can put him on and he hooks on the back. But what I typically do is get him kind of where I want him, you know, whatever angle the camera is looking at, and I'll just take a picture of it. So now I don't have to hold him anymore, and then I'll just have my phone there and I can draw kind of, you know, the character or whatever I'm doing. And then these people sponsored me and sent me this dude. This dude is really cool because they sent me a metal plate that comes with it, but all his fingers, I'm out of thing here, but all his fingers kind of have joints in them. His hands, the palms have magnets, and his feet have magnets too. And he just sticks on the thing, on the plate, on the base. And you talk about super posable. Oh man, this dude, he got joints, like ball joints everywhere. And I mean, he can bend and get in some weird positions. It's a really good tool to use to help drawing and all that stuff. So I want to say this is somebody from Instagram. I'm not sure. I think this was like some cosplay or something. What was cool was that the hands were like very well done. So it was just a regular, I guess she was naked. I'm not sure. I can't remember exactly, or if I made her naked, but the hand modeling or the hand work as far as making it look like her skin coming from here to some creepy alligator hands was just really cool. And that's why I emphasized it by starting and drawing that black. But yeah, I thought it was cool. Some leg muscle stuff. I don't know why I like this piece. It was a girl with a cat. I think I added the tears and the earring and the Band-Aid. But something about this spoke to me, for whatever reason. I want to do something with it. I'm not sure. This is cool. I always imagined this was like death. Kind of proposing something to her. Whether it was a deal or something, I don't know. Can you possibly do a figure drawing next week? Oh yeah, for sure. Like, yes, I'm still listening. It just stopped in the middle of a song. And when you say figure drawing, you just mean like some anatomy stuff, or what do you mean? Or like a 30-second type thing, or so? Because the reason I'm asking what do you mean is because in school we would have anatomy classes. We'd have to do like a 30-second, 15 second, 30 second, and a minute. So there would be some model at the front of the class, and everyone would have their big sketchbooks, and we'd have to draw the positions they were in. So the professor would have a stopwatch, and he'd look at the models like, you ready? And he asked the class, we yeah, we're ready, blah, blah, blah. And you'd say go, and 15 seconds later, you're practicing gestures, if you will, more of the movement of what the model is doing versus actually trying to get the muscles and all the little details. You're more concerned with that sweeping line and maybe two other lines. 15 seconds is a quick amount of time to be trying to draw something. So then it would bump to 30 seconds. You'd have a little more time to get that line. Then you can start all right, you focus on maybe the head and some hands, kind of what they're doing. And then the minute you get a little longer. And then I think you had, I don't know, 2 15-minute ones, or you can really then just focus in on getting the details and all that stuff like that. So 1 minute, 5 minute, and 10 minute. Yeah, we could do that. That'll be pretty dope. Actually, I'm gonna write that down so I don't forget. So let's see. Figure drawing session. Yeah, we could do male and female. Because there's a few websites that have that. I think I got some apps too that will actually do that. They'll have it set up. You can have it set up for 15 seconds, a minute. I think it's up to 5 minutes. So yeah, we'll figure something out. That's a good suggestion. Appreciate it. I think that's that same model with the freckles again. I just put some weird flowers around her. This was cool because this was a lot of detail in this old man's face. I don't know what's on there. I drew this one, and then I wanted to put the hip bones and femur and all that stuff in there. I don't know where I got this from or what I was thinking about doing this, but I wanted to have a Wu-Tang mask on him. This was a ballerina, and I think I was going to make her into like not a demon, but more like a, I don't know, fawn type of character. This was a fun piece. I remember doing this at work. And I just liked the shadow that his neck was bringing right in here. And his eye. I think I made stickers out of this dude. K2SO from Star Wars. This was something I seen, the hand holding different balls in different ways. Since I love Wu-Tang, I just put Wu-Tang on all of them in different positions as well. More anatomy, more hands. I think this was Christmas time. I was messing around with her earring being a snowflake and some mistletoe or something. I don't know what I was doing. I typically during Christmas time would do like a Christmas card from me to, family members or something, but it would always be something that I drew, and I don't think I got around to doing that this year, so maybe I'll pick it back up next year. Hands. I think this was somebody else's hand that I was trying to show them how to do the 1, 2, 3 thing. That's me drawing some feet. I think that's it in this one. I don't think I finished this. Yeah, I didn't finish it all up, but it was close enough. I probably started a new sketchbook, so. But yeah, that's it, y'all. I want to thank y'all for hanging out and vibing with me today on this, like I said, cold and chilly Tuesday. I am going to, I got to get ready for some big pieces this week for tattooing, so I think I'm going to take tomorrow off, just hang out at the crib for a little bit, and get my mind ready for, I think, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And it's just, starting to pick back up. It's a busy season for tattoos. People want them tattoos for the summer, and I mean, again, got to pay bills and got to eat, so I'm very fortunate, so I don't want to make it sound like I don't want to do the tattoos. I'm fortunate that I get to do something that I love to do. I get to draw on people permanently. That is, it can be stressful, you know what I'm saying? Especially when people are paying as much as they're paying for tattoos. And so that's why I try and keep Tuesdays free, so I'm not at work, putting a lot of energy into the tattoo and then got to come back here and then put energy into this. I'd be like full tank and then come here with y'all on Tuesday versus being spent. So I don't know where I was going with that, but I just want to be free and have energy to come on Tuesdays with y'all versus spending 4 and 5 hours on a tattoo and just drained. So I'll be getting ready for some of that stuff this week, and I'll see y'all next week. Appreciate y'all again for hanging out, supporting, all that. All you guys, I love y'all. And stay safe out there. I know some people are finally getting their first shots and second shots and all that stuff. So maybe we can talk about the vaccination next week. That'll be cool because I believe I'm going to get it. Probably at an 85%, 87% sure. But there's always hesitation. I'm just a skeptical person in general, so yeah, we can chat about that next week. I have no secrets, but for real, peace out, y'all. Thanks for hanging out, and see y'all next week.